How do? I presume I'm starting it then. How are you? A couple of weeks since we've last done a video.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Apologies for that. We've been a bit busy.
Busy? I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm
we
ready
are
to
both.
drop. Anyway, nice of you to join us. Thank you for holding on for the special one. The special one. Yes, it's been a busy couple of weeks, but we're here and with you now. So, this week's is a catch-up of a very busy week. Last week, we did Bratch Festival one weekend, and then we've had a very short trip
4 days to get down to Shardlow.
to Shardlow for the next festival. So, join us on the way. That's what this week's about. Thought we best turn around and give you a little quick flip of what can happen while boating.
And we rode down, just to add into the mix.
Well, that was the little bit I was just hiding so you watched it. Anyway, push the button, ring the bell, share it with everybody that you know, because guess what? You never know who you might be getting as the next budding boater. See you at the other side. So Tasha's at the bottom lock, almost ready to be emptied out, and then Chris and Pauline are just going down the top one to come into the middle. We're going to go and wind and then come back the others and moor up somewhere here. So a couple of moments just while there's no customers about. What a busy weekend we've had down here at Bratch. Another great weekend. Plenty of friends we've caught up with, plenty of customers we've caught up with, new customers we've met. Bratch has been nothing less than just a special occasion. As usual, the last 2 years that we've been here, the world number 3 or one number 3, it's just been just as good. Have to come down sometime, come and see us. So, mad dash now. Can we do it in time? We're at Bratch Logs. We've spent a wonderful weekend at the festival at Bratch. We're saying bye to our friends Pauline and Chris as Tash fills the locks for me, and we've got the mad dash of chasing moorings at the top of Dimmingsdale. And then we're going to go to get the cars up to Dimmingsdale, so we've got to come back to go back, and then we're playing all sorts. Shardlow at the weekend, rubbish empty, but it's been half an hour wind down to get off and out. We're in the lock, first one of 3 staircase. So if you don't know, Bratch Locks is a staircase lock of 3, and that's this. We're in the middle one with the old toll house, lock house, whatever you wish to call it. It's a beautiful, stunning old building. Bratch Locks are, and I will apologise because we've just had a downpour of rain, Bratch Locks are the most photographed set of locks in the country apparently, and well, we've just been downcast. Did you get wet? Hiding under the tree, she was sat peacefully on the bench with a dog, and then the rain came. So we're in the middle lock. Tasha's just gone to go up. If you watch one of our previous videos, Tasha will have done a little piece about like the system here. You can see the red tops behind us. Now there's a sequence that you do here. You have to open blue paddles first, which fills the lock from the pound at the side. And once the water's filled as high as it can do, you then open the red paddles to empty the rest of the lock going down, so the water goes into the pound. So you're replacing what you bring out the pound. So as we move from the middle lock to the upper lock, there's actual plaque which above the arch of the bridge which says Upper Bratch Bridge number 48. So
When you get to Warwick's Lock, apparently on the bridge there's a galleon carved into one of the bricks on the right hand side.
on the right hand side, we'll try and look for that one. Maybe that's... Oh, I see, you're running off from me, are you? Suit yourself. So, into upper lock, but as you can see, they're the blue paddles that we open before we open the red paddles. There are signs. There are signs at the top and the bottom of the locks explaining how to use the system here, but it is usually manned by lock keepers. But because it's after the time they've clocked off and we've had a mad busy weekend, hopefully Tash will close these last two gates and we'll come up by a little white house which is now privately owned. It was the lock house, and we'll see how we get on. The only thing about these gates is that the arms of the gates are really low down, and when you're a tall person like me,
It's not a lot good.
no, it's not particularly helpful. So there you go. This is the beginning of the end of Bratch Locks and Bratch Festival, and we do actually have a green flag award at Bratch Locks because the Canal CRT volunteers keep them so beautifully maintained, and the grounds around it well and truly looked after, and it is manned, like I say, normally 7 days a week, all on a volunteer process. And only during the summer, so March to September. Oh, March to October. Okay, there you go. Because the grass don't grow then, and people don't turn around and really travel. So there's the little white house, and what I was saying earlier. Oh, moving forward. Let's just put a little bit of revs on. So as I was saying, we have blue paddles at this end and red paddles at the pound at the side, which you might just be able to see there in between the red paddles and the top of the lock beam. We're going up to Dimmingsdale because there's about 6 boats on the top of the moorings up here, so we can't actually stop. But we are on the Staffs and Worcester Canal, and it's absolutely beautiful. You might just be able to see some boats down the bottom. That's where we've been this weekend. So enjoy the ride. Around the bend, there's been a couple of new friends that we've met and made, and well, I've just wished to them good safe travels, and we'll catch up with them again soon. It's been a fantastic weekend. I'm off on my own, catch up with Tash somewhere on the way to Dimmingsdale. So there, at the gaps in the actual bridge with the coping stones, we couldn't find the horse. The boat's there. We'll turn round and start filling it. So filling the Allbridge lock, and well, we've only got 3 to do, I think, and it's a nice, easy, pleasant canal route. Staffs and Worcester, beautiful canal, and this is the first lock after Bratch. And what we do have while we're here is the overflow. So it's a big round pit with a cage on to stop people getting sucked into it, catches all the rubbish, and it basically comes out of the canal into the pot there where you see the bubbles coming from, and then goes down and then drains back in at the bottom of the lock. Almost there. Let's turn around and finish it off. As you come out the lock at Allbridge, there are a few boats that are moored up, that are private moorings, so we go slowly by. We're off to Ebb Street. One thing you do have to watch out for as you're going along is the old bridge abutments, and sometimes it narrows in, and sometimes it's undergrowth, sometimes it's fairly cut and well cut like that, so it's looked after, but you don't always see them, so you've got to keep an eye on. We know about this one, so hence why I could turn around and video you, but at least you've seen it. See how narrow it is? Just about get a boat. Just coming round here, we have a bit of an outflow that tends to push the front end of the boat out, but what you might not be able to see is Tash just sat, there you go, waiting for me to come along. So let's concentrate on what's happening. We've got this one and one more, which is Dimmingsdale, and then we're there. Into the last lock of the day, Dimmingsdale lock. Tasha's here again. She's already set the lock for me, so I've just been able to come straight in. Just a little bit further up is Dimmingsdale Wharf, where we stop normally when we do this canal. So like, it's one of our regular slots if we can get in there. They are castly big. Like, oh, airflow. That's the airflow, isn't it? As the water goes up the spout. Morning, you're right. There you go. A new friend saying hello to you.
Morning.
Morning.
How wet are we going to get today?
We're not.
So we've got probably the maddest week of the year that we're doing, getting from Bratch to Shardlow in 4 days. So we don't have a choice but to move, whatever the weather.
Yes, you're flogging me to death in whatever the weather. I'm waiting for the hail now.
And it is forecast to have showers today. We had a very thundery shower, as you've seen, as we left Bratch yesterday. And we're just leaving Dimmingsdale now to get to Penkridge, which is where we jumped the van to last night.
Yeah, so at 9 o'clock last night, tea happened.
Yeah, it was a bit of a late one, but that was because we were trading and had to pack up before we could move.
Thank you very much, Bratch.
Yes.
Fantastic weekend.
We did have a fantastic weekend. It was lovely to see so many of you. Thank you for coming and supporting as always. We really, really do appreciate it.
We're not the first boat out today. We've had one pass us already.
Yeah. So we'll see how the day goes.
And while we've been waiting, we've had a business call. So
yeah,
we're a little bit later than what we wanted to get started.
Half an hour later than we wanted to be.
As the call's been going, I've been watching the cloud go.
But hey, it'll be what it'll be. Can't do anything about it.
Oh no, I'm not worried.
My coat's still wet from yesterday. It smells wonderful. It's a good job this doesn't smell a video, isn't it?
Yep.
We'll see if there's anything interesting to share with you along the way.
So, working our way up. Is this the beginning of the 21 junction? I think it might just be. We've had a little bit of rain this morning. We've turned around and done 3 locks. We've got a bit of a long stretch. We're past the activity centre, a couple of more moorings, and this is the turning to the junction of the 21. We're going straight up though, underneath the bridge, and we'll beep the horn just to let anybody out know that we're coming up. And the boat's coming the other way. So we've come up from, Tash took a phone call from at the Wolverhampton flight, so that's why we stopped. But this is Aldersley Junction. Takes you up to Chester, as the signpost has just said. Stourport we've come from, Great Haywood we're going to, and that takes you to Chester. That's bridge number 1 of the Shropshire Union, and we were following that boat that's just mooring up now, so we'll slow right down with no tick over, so we don't disturb him and pull him out too much, and we'll continue our travels. So just above Aldersley Junction there is a narrow cutting that we've come down before, and Tasha's just gone up to see whether anything's coming through, because it's only wide enough for one boat. So she's got off and gone for a walk. She's going to give me a ring in a minute just to say whether I can come through or not. So here we go. Tasha's given us a ring and we slowly make our way. It's not an overly narrow one, but it's not really wide enough for 2 boats. So as you can see, this is the width of the canal as you come through, hence why we send Tash. Actually see where it's been cut through the rock, and it's the same on the other side, and how narrow it still is. So as we go underneath the M54, we've got about 13 bridges before we get to the next lock. So we've got an interesting few miles ahead of us. Told Tash there was crocs in the canal. Out to some moorings, so we slow down past them. So we've got to Calf Heath Marina. This is the end of the Hatherton branch, which we have to turn left to get to, and I believe that's the end of the old Hatherton line. More information on that one a little bit later. We went down the lock, we were just coming to the next lock, which is just round the bend, and the fuel cut out. What can we say? Fortunately, jerry can in front. I've turned around and bled it all out. I've checked the fact we've got fuel running, and as you can hear, the engine is running again. Maybe just a little bit of silt from the bottom of the tank, just getting in. Who knows? Let's see whether we can get to Penkridge with no more problems. Hopefully without the rain, because that's forecast again too. Morning. Well, it's an early start. One boat's gone that way, and everybody's still in bed. But it's a long day today, so let's crack on. From Great Hayward to Ulrus, it's about 7 hours. And Fradley, it's supposedly low water. Let's go see what the tide's like. You know I said about that early start? I can talk loudly now. We've got all of, what, 400 metres?
Yeah, probably about that.
400 metres and the fuel ran out. But it wasn't the fuel. It was the fuel pump. Blocked. How many people do you know carries a fuel pump with them?
Oh, I'm very glad
we did. So, let's see what we can get up to now. See you later. I can't believe it. We've just done Colwich Lock. You were blackberry picking. The only problem was the bush was self-delivering. She didn't even have to pick them, apart from off the floor. Just download all over the back of the boat.
Nice big blackberry.
Blackberry colour is that what our new colour is. She brushed it. See you later. So we're back just outside Rugeley at a place called Armitage, not far from Armitage Shanks, the toilet factory. But just as we go, we've got our second narrow cutting of the trip. This one's just a single one, and it's 2 minutes worth of travel time, they reckon, from one end to the other. But it's that narrow that we need to turn around and send Tash, or myself, but Tash has gone this time again, to the other side, so to ring me and let me know. So as we make our way through the narrow gap of Armitage Tunnel, we turn around to see, is it Wee Willie Winky? Morning. Well, we're on the move. Well, I'm on the move. Tash has disappeared in the van, and we're on the River Trent. A very quick one. I'll just stop this and flip it round. And it's a very short bit of the River Trent. It's the weir. So we're going off to Shardlow today. Long day's travel, all of about, oh yeah, that amount of miles. Tash is going to meet me at Burton upon Trent, so we don't have to keep running back with the van, with the car from Shardlow to Ulrus. Knock a bit of time off, and we've decided that we're going to do lot by lot by lot all the way up, but she's going to meet me a little bit further down at Barton Turn. This is a nice little bit, but a dangerous bit. There are boards either way to tell you whether you can come on or whether you can't, or whether to proceed with caution. It's early morning, it's about 8:30, because we've had a couple of phone calls, so we'll see how we get on, and we'll see where we catch up with Tash. I do love coming along here, just the raised walkway, because this does flood during winter at times, because of the amount of water that comes down the Trent. So the raised water levels, it's just beautiful. A little bit drizzly this morning, so hence the greyness, but what can you say? It's just open fields and waterland. I have a little bridge to go under, if I can try and get it in a minute. It's on a slope, so we have to stick to one particular side, but I'll try and video it without hitting everything. So here we go, the little bridge. I say little bridge, but it's there. We're through. See whether I can bounce off the back. I have to go slowly for all the boats that are moored up, so we don't wave bow them. Like I say, it's beautiful this to actually be by, but I wouldn't want to do it during winter. Sluice pounds, part of the River Trent, bridges galore, houses just in the middle of nowhere with little bridges over it, boats on their own. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, just under £300 lighter in bank balance. We've got some fuel, we've got 2 jerry cans full, and we've got some oil filters and, sorry, eating chocolate, oil filters and secondary filters and primary filters to replace the ones that we've used from London. Time to move off down to Dalston, I think it is, and Horninglow, and see whether we can catch up with Tash at Horninglow. We'll see you in a bit. So that's Burton upon Trent done, and well, let's crack on. I've just left Tash with some dinner, last night's tea, and next lock, Stenson Lock. It's going to be about an hour away. Got some places to go through, go past Horninglow where there's a fab chip shop, fish and chip shop, and that is where you're more for going to visit the Bass Museum if you're into your alcohol and you see the Shire horses and stuff like that. And it's about 15 minutes walk from the Horninglow base, mooring down here. Stenson, yeah, it's a bit of a way. Can't quite remember. I think it's the other side of Willington off the top of my head, but because we don't do up here very often, I'm just a little bit passé. It's time to catch up. We've been up and down here quite regularly, but you know, sometimes things just get in the way and you just can't think which way they are. Right, let's see what we see. Keep going, and oh, we might even have the Edwardian pump house somewhere over in that direction in a bit. So as we come to bridge 29, we're 14 miles from Shardlow, and this is the bridge where Clay Mill's Victorian pumping station is, and that is the chimney of it. You can moor here, go and visit it, see what it is. We haven't stopped there. It's a new one to us. Normally there's a nice little lady that's sat in the summer house or the upstairs viewing house up here as you come through. Might get away from it today, might not, but it's not particularly the nicest of days to turn around and like be sat up there, because there isn't many boats moving because it's overcast. So no, nobody up there today. If I'm correct, this is where the bridge is, with the 4-5 arches, with the little water course running underneath it. One of my favourite little trips about coming up here. And it's just beautiful, just how it's just in the middle of nowhere. So as we enter a windy Willington, the cows have calves. Absolutely fantastic. They're not that old, but they'll last and survive winter. We've just come past the 8-mile marker from Shardlow. We've just come through Stenson Lock. We're following a boat that I let pass through at Burton, because at Burton you come out of Shobnall and you can moor up either side, but I moored up just a little bit, well, to the right, which it funnels down it under the bridge, and I would have been in the way. So as I was moving back, there was a boat coming. We've caught up with them at Stenson, and they've got a couple of boats in front of them which are being a little bit slower than us. So we've travelled down the lock at Stenson together, had a nice little chat, catch up, bits and pieces. I've had my lunch as we came out the lock, so they went a little bit ahead. Tash is going to meet us at the next one at Swarkston. Slowly. So we're on to the last little stretch. Here we go, into the last mile to Shardlow. We have one more lock and maybe a little bit further to turn round and, turn round. But depends on where we're going to moor, because I believe there's a holiday boat where we're supposed to be going. So we're not going to worry too much, because I've got all tomorrow to move. Well, let's see how we get on. Got a couple of boats just to go past, then the lock. Tash, I believe's there with a drink ready and waiting for us, so we shall see. Let's go and see what's on. There you go, the first signs of Shardlow, Lock Warehouse, and the house just at the top of the lock. Hopefully it's where Tash is going to be, so let's see whether she is. So she's sat there waiting for me with the log gate open, probably on a third pint by now, probably not, but there you go. We're here, Shardlow, eat your heart out. Let's hope this weekend's just as good as the rest. Tash will be partying as we go down the last bit. So there you go, after a long day, reunited with the wife.
Long week.
No, you've been with me for the week.
We've made it, we're here, it's beautiful, it's just
Shardlow,
very windy.
I hope you treat us good.
Cheers.
Enjoy. Bye.